go ahead and turn on Fallout 4. We continue where we left off, and we gotta turn that mod back on. Right now we are continuing with the Fallout 4 Brotherhood still gameplay. I forgot where I left off, so we're just gonna continue on. Let's check the details. Gotta enable. Okay, we have our flying ring, our unlimited, and our boosted rings. What I need to do is get one more mod. Because we don't have the ability to carry unlimited amounts of stuff. Which I'm sure you all understand that's kind of sucky for me. Because I collect a lot of stuff, and with having a heavy character, who is supposed to literally be a power armor version, how are you supposed to do everything if you cannot use the heavy armor for it? Now we're going to go in and find the ring that we need. What this will do is allow us to carry everything. We'll be able to carry unlimited amounts of stuff. So, there we go. So this is what we have to have. Okay, so now that we have this enabled, we should, in theory, be able to pick up, since we already have the Weiss ring in this gameplay, we should already be able to carry everything now. Both in our power armor and outside of the power armor. It's just one of the mods I like to play with because, as you all know, my character is one that loves to carry a lot of stuff. The problem I find is not a lot of mods actually allow you to do an unlimited carry while wearing power armor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue the gameplay now and see what we can do. What I think is funny is some of the comics in here, like the Astounding Awesome Tales. If you look at the front cover of this one, the Attack of the Fishmen, what enemy did they look like in the game? Just a piece of trivia, which at the end of this video, if I will, which probably at the end of this video or the beginning of the next, then I will go ahead and tell this answer. As long as no one's already answered it for everyone else. Which I know some people who play the game will already know exactly which enemy this is. Now, for a little Fallout history. As well as having many characters in the Fallout game, you can also unlock plenty of weapons. Now, a little thing that I see a lot of people who play the game don't do is they will not actually keep all the stuff. So let's see if this actually did what it's supposed to do. No, it did not. So we're going to go ahead and exit our power armor and see if we can equip the other ring, which should, in theory, give us the ability to carry everything while in power armor and outside of the power armor. So let's check our inventory again and see what it says. Okay, so for some reason it didn't give us very much, but we still have 1360, which in theory, which actually is quite a bit. So let's check out our data and see what we're at. The Lost Patrol, Hang the Town, and Quartermastery. So we need to go to Reed Marina, which our last one, that's actually where we're heading. So let's see if we have anything. Okay, we can level up. So I know a lot of people wonder how all the perks actually work. We are actually going to go and invest this in Aqua. Well, in this case, it's Aqua Girl and Aqua Boy. In this case, Aqua Girl. If you go ahead and select this, then what it does is it allows you to breathe underwater, and you can also do quite a bit of stuff. So now that we do not take any radiation while swimming, let's go double check and make sure about that, because I do know sometimes the mods, they react in different ways and actually will forfeit that. Well, looks like we're not taking any radiation damage, which is a great thing. So, now we are going to continue on with this matchup. Continue on to where we needed to go. Sorry about the beeping in the background. My phone's deciding it wants to go completely stupid today and not stay charged. I have an app on my phone that I'm using to get what are called carrots, and you can get unlimited amounts if you watch certain things. So I have it set this morning, plugged into the charger and mining carrots on one video app. I did come over to our good friends at Red Rocket, and I don't know why this was open, because last time I was here I shut it. But what we have done with it is go in and close everything. So now we're going to go in and figure out the fastest way we can get ourselves over to the area, which, there it is, the Hepatic Drive. So we're going to fast travel to Finch Farm real quick. Oh yeah, these little buggers. Robots are a very big enemy if you're a very low level character. Like, our character is not the strongest. I mean, we do have quite a bit of upgrades, but that does not help when it comes to facing off certain enemies that are going to be able to just decimate any character. Something about Fallout, certain creatures, enemies, will actually level up with you. So you do have to be careful about that, because while they level up with you, they do sometimes get stronger than you will be. So we're going to go over here to Reed Marina. We're going to avoid the satellite array, because right now it's infested with our good friends, the super mutants. And as I'm certain a few people already know, super mutants tend to be pretty dang strong, and they can mess you up very fast. Now, certain missions in the game, you'll have multiple ways to do them. The problem with doing certain missions... Oh great, Codsworth alerted all the super mutants to the fact that we're here. And also we have this little bugger to deal with right now. Oh boy, wait a minute. I love some of the comments you'll hear them say. So we actually don't have any ammunition. So we're gonna let Codsworth fight this fight. We're just gonna go in and punch the living crap out of whatever we can. Which is not working. Well, we're not leaving, that's for sure. I do love some of the comments. Like Codsworth saying happy birthday. I'm not sure if blood bugs actually have birthday. I'll have to look into that for you guys. So, yeah, unfortunately, as you can tell, we just got handed to us by a bunch of blood bugs. So, what we're gonna do, something I did a little bit after my last broadcast of Fallout, I decided it would be best if I went ahead and set up a shop. So, I set up one of the shops. The only shop that I need in this playthrough, because once we have a couple things done with the Brotherhood, we can actually purchase things while on their ship, their airship that comes through. Which, it looks like our buddy is not actually here. There he is, Sturgis.
I'm looking for weapons.
Seeing as how we're gonna need a lot of stuff, we're gonna go ahead and come in and sell stuff that we don't use and stuff that we're just not ever gonna use. The legendary items, I tend to keep them because they actually help us out quite a bit. So we are going to come in here and go ahead and buy out all his ammunition, which it doesn't look like he has what we need. So we're going to go ahead and, well, you know what?
Nice job with those defenses. I've got nothing else I need right now. I think Preston may want to chat.
Oh boy, yeah,
I'm looking for weapons.
Yeah, okay, so he has 1120. So what that helps us is we're going to go ahead and sell some of this gear that we're not even using. Up until we get to that point. So that way we have more caps we can use other places. So we're going to the weapons and see what he has, which doesn't look like very much to help us. So, let's check out and see what else we have that we might be able to get rid of to him. Chain dog collar. I rarely actually use anything on our good little buddy dog meat because it doesn't really help us very much. Okay, so we do have the Exo 1 gear right here. So what we're going to do is, now that we've sold him some of our stuff, we're going to actually go into the workshop. Well, not the workshop, I meant the transfer. We're just going to send all of our excess stuff. Pretty much anything that is a specialty item that I don't feel like putting on goes in here. Just flat out, it's all going in here. Any aid that we have in here also is going to end up exactly in here. We do still have our producers over here, which, let's see if anything spawned out of it. Nothing. Because I did take everything out of there because we do need to build a few things. For some reason, Sturgis is one of the only characters that you can actually, that I've put in here, who does not actually stay with his assigned stuff. He actually does not. He refuses to do it, and I cannot figure out why. So what we're going to do is get out of the power armor. Of course, as I take Dear God, take out the fusion. Because if you don't, some one of these settlers will take your fusion core from you. The reason I'm leaving the extra one suit is because we're going to move the power armor right here, the T-45, out of the way temporarily and set it right here in the doorway to block everyone's doorway. Since all the settlers didn't want to block our way, we're going to block them. So, yeah, our power armor looks very, very crappy right now. So nothing needs repairs. I don't have anything I can really do to it. I do need to find a right arm and a right leg, though, because, yeah, it's not exactly holding up so well right now. But until we find that, we're just gonna go, well, actually, let's go ahead and take our wedding ring back. We're putting our weakest one in here, so this way it'll actually kill off the weakest power fusion core until we get to a bigger fusion, until we can get a better fusion core. This is only temporary, as I will be using the extra one, which, honestly, I can't remember where I found it now.
Got a dangerous look about it.
So, we do need ammunition, and we have a good amount of caps. We're going to go back over and find Sturgis, wherever he may be at, and bug him for a second for more caps. Which is not too hard as soon as you figure out where he's standing.
Need to get back to Diamond City.
I don't even know if
these
this
days.
guy's been assigned yet.
Biggest town I am.
Okay, he is assigned. We do have Brahmin, which will help us out in the long run. For those of you who don't really invest normally, there's Sturgis.
You can fix just about anything. Guns, computers, people. Just gotta have the right tools.
I'm looking for weapons.
So, we do have a few things to go ahead and sell to him now that we've actually gone in and said, hey, we're going to sell some stuff. So, I usually go in and sell the Brahmin meat. Well, actually, we'll keep the Brahmin meat temporarily, because you can actually use it. But we'll go ahead and sell off a few things that I'm never going to actually use. One thing to keep, grilled red stag. Keep it. It will come in very, very handy, actually. Because it increases your carry weight by plus 25. Which is a very good thing to have. Pretty much anything that you can get, you can actually make it work for your benefit. So we do have more rad stag meat, and we have a couple little things I'm never going to use. Since all the meat, I do tend to use it, I actually won't get rid of it very easily. Wait a minute. That's a hardened comment. I don't need that. Okay. Sorry about that. I was just looking at some stuff. As you notice, he does not actually have anything of his own to give us. Which really kind of sucks. I expected more out of our good buddy here, but unfortunately, he really does not have quite a lot to give us. I'm trying to find something worth 1 coin with him, which is very, very hard to find. Because a lot of stuff is way more expensive than just 1 coin, as you can, 1 bottle cap. We'll just buy a 38 round from him. Who cares? Actually, we'll buy all of his 38 rounds. And 45. Right now, we're just gonna buy all of his rounds. And we do need at least 1 pistol, so we're gonna go and figure out if he has any of our nice ones still. Which it looks like he does not have our good ones. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of his 10mm pistols. And now that we're doing this, we might as well just sell all of our water to him. We're gonna get the tactical calibrated back. And I think that's just about all we need from him, even though now we actually have a problem. We have less stuff than what he has more stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here and slowly take a bit of stuff back from him. So now that we've given him that, we're gonna check it. We're gonna see just how much caps until maybe we'll have enough that we can actually get rid of everything that we have that we don't use. Which I'm pretty sure ain't gonna happen. Yeah, we're just gonna go with what we've got. I'm kind of getting annoyed with my phone deciding it wants to play stupid tonight. Sorry about that. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of our power armor one last time. Taking our fusion core and going to the weapons workbench. So we do have the big boy, which I wish, but unfortunately I don't have some of the stuff I need. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, pick up the automatic receiver, put a long barrel on it, comfort grip, just some, pretty much whatever thing we can actually use to upgrade it, we're going to put on.
Yes.
Righteous Authority, I think, okay. Yeah, we have everything we can put on there. I wish we could go ahead and do it, but like I said, we're only using whatever comes with it. Okay, so we're going to check out our calibrated. This one actually came pretty strong already. Now, I would rather put a 50 on it, which we're not. We're going to keep that. Upgrade it to a short scope. And a bayonet on the muzzle. I like to do these because you will actually get some good things sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate some of the stuff on this game. But I really can't stand the sights on some of these things that you get off of that, because they're not good for sighting. So now that we have some of our stuff upgraded, let's see if we can actually upgrade. No. Okay, we do have the gunner sight upgrade, which is a great thing to have. The shredder is pretty good. But the only way it's actually going to be effective is if you actually add the high power, the high powered minigun. Actually, I just saw one thing that I forgot to do. Let's see if we can actually upgrade the Deathclaw. Yes, we can. So we are going to go ahead and put on an extra claw to an already pretty nice little weapon. We're going to go into our inventory real quick and equip some of this stuff. See what all we've got. I wish we had some mini nukes. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now. So we go over here. We're gonna take our powerful sniper rifle, put it down here. Normally I don't use pistols, but as you notice, we're kinda out of options. Because since we do have to get in there, and I'm not really feeling the, hey, let's wait forever and a day for Sturgis to get what we need, we are going to go ahead and fast travel back to Finch Farm. Okay, well, you know what? Since we've already gotten here before, we're going to go ahead and go to the MedTech, and maybe we will be able to actually get some stuff that'll help us out, ammunition wise. There are quite a bit of things around this area. As I'm playing the voice tapes, I've already played through these missions quite a few times. I will stop talking and allow it so you can actually hear what's being said on the holotapes. So, who is this? Looks like we have a trader here. Kelly.
Hey,
Hold up a minute. I can sell you a Brahmin. As is, of course. But quality is guaranteed.
does this Brahmin really belong to you?
What do you think? It's stolen or something? Nah, she's mine. Of course she's mine. Could be yours too, for a very reasonable price.
What would I do with a Brahmin?
What would you do with it? Oh, you're serious? Well, whatever you want. Some people use them for farming, I hear. Increases productivity quite a bit. That's what I hear, at least.
What would I do with a Brahmin?
What would you do with it?
Sure.
Well,
You know what?
Sure, I'll take her.
oh, great. Just tell me where you want me to send her, and she's all yours.
Yeah, unfortunately we are getting attacked, so we're going to go ahead and send the Brahmin over there.
Good doing business with you, sis.
Well, looks like, that's actually a random encounter I have not experienced in this game. So let's see if we can't find her again and talk to her one last try.
Hi.
Give me a few days. A week tops, and I'll be ready to do business again.
Now, the thing is...
Pop shots at us,
well, sent him for a trip, didn't we there? As you can tell, there are plenty of enemies around here. I don't think she took them all out on her own, because that's just one person, and there are a lot of enemies around here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and see what we can find. We don't have to go into medtech research. I'm actually trying to remember exactly where I have to go to start this part. So let's look at our map real quick. Which... Didn't it show it being right there? Let's... the Lost Patrol... Oh, we're supposed to actually look in the... I think we are supposed to go to medtech research. I don't quite remember, honestly. It's been a while since I've done this mission, so I'm gonna just check it out. Caravan distress signal. Okay, so we're gonna run around the building, which is probably not a very smart move, because there are creatures up here too that some are usually stronger than our character. Quite often, more than not, they are, and will destroy us. So it looks like we do have an area we need to go to. Let's go and figure out if it's here we're supposed to go to or not. Okay, so it shows that we're over here. So, I know the recon team landed in about this area. There's usually, it's always going to be a destroyed building. For some reason, the Brotherhood cannot ever keep anything from getting decimated where they're at. We're not going down there yet, because as we all know what's down there is a good chunk of enemies that would love to rip our teeth out. I'm pretty sure we're actually going in the right direction now that we've turned around. Oh yes, here it is. So we're coming up on a random, what looks like a completely random zone. Up until you get inside.
Think of what happened here.
And then you start to realize this was definitely a fight.
It's fused solid. This one too.
There's really, the only thing you can see here is, of course,
What happened here? Useless.
you can't scrounge anything, which would be pretty good since a lot of that is T60 power armor. It'd be great to be able to scrounge it. Now, you can, of course, the sensor is just going to keep beeping. That's guaranteed. It's going to keep beeping until you go over to the stress beacon and shut it off. The only reason I'm letting it play right now is so we can just go ahead and scavenge everything that there is to scavenge. Which, despite what you would expect, is really not a lot. This is the power armor from Knight Varham. So we're going to take all of his stuff, and then Battlefield holotape. Now that everything's shut down, we are going to go into our inventory, find his holotape, and play it so you guys can hear it. Here's Battlefield holotape number 1.
Ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5-1. Barnum, report.
Force down to 5%!
We'll have to scuttle the armor. We can't let them have it.
Barham!
Damn it. Aspen set the self-destruct. Ferris, fall back. We'll head for the old military base, then try to make it to our holdout. The code will be our call sign. All right, move, move, move!
So, they blew their power armor cores, which in this game, you can actually drop your power armor core and it turns into an explosive. So, that can actually be a devastating attack if you decide to use it. Now, early in the game, you don't want to use that, because what that's going to do is actually decimate your armor. I like to go ahead and take out these machine gun turrets. And of course, we have our legendary little friends, the ghouls. The ghouls will attack you non-stop here if you don't deal with them. Now, although you can run into quite a few enemies, it really all depends on your level. The fact that I'm getting hit with so many of them at one time is partially my difficulty level. I'm not playing on very easy or easy difficulty. We are actually playing on hard mode. And you can also do scan searches. You can find all the turrets that are out there in this area and go ahead and destroy them before you actually get into the training yard. If you do wait, I will warn you, for caution's sake, they are very strong. And we can go ahead and pick this lock as our level is high enough, and pickpocket, and lock picking. It is an expert lock, so early on you're probably not going to be able to unless you went ahead and invested a few points in Idiot Savant, which allows you to upgrade your level quite quickly. We have XO1, right arm and right leg. This is actually a full set of XO1 armor. So what we are going to do is go ahead and go show it, so it'll show us that we've discovered, so that it shows us, hey, you've discovered this. Once it allows us to see that we've discovered the National Guard training area, then we can actually fast travel back and forth here. Really hurts if those start shooting at you. But let's make sure we've actually discovered it. Okay, we have. So what we're going to do is hurry up back over to Sanctuary Hills. Oh, that's right. We have enemies nearby because I got all the turrets pissed off again. Go figure, I'm the dummy. I'm the dumb one who decided to piss off all the turrets. By the way, I'm not gonna actually reveal this little secret about this mission for those of you who have never played the game, so that way you can discover it as we are playing. As you can tell, we have the training yard with the jump walls. You have the tunnels, which being military, I've already experienced that enough. I don't want to deal with that. You have your tire run, your monkey bars, and it looks like you just run through the course. But what interests me the most is what I've done a few times. The rope walk. Whenever you're actually doing the rope walk, you're standing on the bottom one, guiding yourself with the top one. Now, this one was a lot longer than some I've seen, and the drop actually looks like it probably would hurt quite a bit. But enough about that. A lot of times on the rope walk, you will actually watch people drop onto the bottom one because they just can't hold on. Sometimes the rope will be just too wet or slick, or the cable if it's a metal one. And the metal ones, if you drop on that, you're probably going to be hurting. So we came back over to Sanctuary Hills. We actually found a complete suit of the T-51, of the XO1 power armor. Well, we do have our one right here, which is going to stay. We're leaving our power armor at Sanctuary Hills. I'm going to take the fusion core out of it because we do not want to leave it. And also, we are taking our wedding ring. And we are going to jump in this one, move it, bring the other power armor back here. Once the other power armor is back here, which, yeah, I did get lazy. I threw a bunch of mattresses down for all the people living in Sanctuary. Just because I didn't really care. Now we're going to fast travel back to the National Guard training area and get inside of that XO1 suit that we found, which is a complete set, which, being at not a high level, I was not expecting to find the XO1, because I did actually find T60 power armor. One of my playthroughs, but that's probably because I discovered the National Guard training area at a low level. And once I discovered it, well, couldn't get rid of it. We're going to go ahead and fly and just get right on over there. As well as we're going to check out some of these spots around the National Guard training area. Looks like the vertibird was trying to get off of the ground. Was overloaded, as you can see by the bodies strewn here, which are not all military. With the wing crashed on here, you can get a slight view inside of here. But it doesn't, but there's really not much there. What we're going to go ahead and do, though, is go up over the National Guard training area, since Cobbler decided to start getting shot at. And we're going to just decimate this little buddy right here. And also, with having Codsworth as your companion, allows you to do a pretty unique little thing. If you are injured, you can talk to Codsworth, and he will give you purified water.
How do you feel about us?
Right as rain, Mum. While the Commonwealth leaves something to be desired, it's all well and good as long as we're together.
As you can see, there are bodies here and cars pulled in, which aren't military cars, which makes me and quite a few other gamers who've gotten to this point and checked everything. We assumed that these were civilians who figured the one place to take cover would probably be the National Guard training area, because they're the National Guard. But it looks like they weren't actually safe coming here, as you can see, because of the mines laid out and the bodies. It looks like, I hate to say it, but the soldiers actually were under orders to keep everyone out. And that's actually pretty bad, because the whole point for the National Guard is to protect the U.S. Oh, and we have another feral ghoul that we have to play with. I hate the feral ghouls. I really hate the ghouls. Just in general, ghouls are more annoying, because a lot of people have are ghoul zombies, and that is a no. They are not actually zombies. Feral ghouls are not actually zombies at all. Luckily, even though we're not in power armor, we are actually able to do some pretty good damage right now. We're just going to switch over to our automatic pistol and blast this stupid machine gun turret to pieces, which I'm guessing the National Guard actually set off their defensive protocol, which enabled the turrets to turn on, which is very much so. Well, it really, as well, all depends on why they turn them on. I've never actually noticed this one, but we're going to go ahead and decimate it. Now, as you can tell, we do have quite a bit of mines and everything set up. So what we're going to do is go ahead and check out and see what all we find in this building. It looks like one of the mini bunkers, which I don't know of many National Guard stations with those. It does look like a soldier up here was trying to guard the vertibird, which, as we can tell, failed, unfortunately for him. Now, there are other ones. There's the one over there with our power armor, which we will be getting to very soon. We will get to that. I want to go ahead and look at the ones on this side, though, since I've already looked over there. We do have two of the bunkers. Well, I guess we only have one bunker. I must have been seeing things. Sorry about that. Now, there is as you notice, there is a sentry bot located over there, which you'll see why very soon. He's not friendly at all towards us. Well, our character is now healed from her cripple. We picked up the signal again, so we're gonna go ahead and just jump down in here real quick and see what we can find inside of the, inside here. It looks like there were people staying inside of the actual bunkers when the bombs hit. Sad to say, there's 2 bodies. One must have died sleeping and the other was on guard. Well, that really does tell you a lot of things happen. It looks like they had to lock the external gate because people were trying to break into them. So now that we actually can, this sentry bot right here, he will not be friendly when you actually wake him up from his slumber, which, as you can tell, this is an entire suit of the XO1 Mach 3. Mach 3 armor. So we're going to jump inside of it. And equip our wedding rings inside of the power armor.
Look out, there we come.
Because it's not very often that I have found the, it's not very often that you find XO1 in a low-level character build. Very often, very early. Although, let's see, our character is, right now, our character is level 49, which it's right about your average time to start finding higher levels, like T60 Battler Armor, and the T51B, as well as some XO1 in certain spaces. But the chances of you finding a complete set, from what I've seen through my gameplay, is not often. Now, you do have some problems, because as you can tell, we can see inside of here. And with the feral ghouls, which we all know they love to eat human brains, which is not a good thing for us. I'm gonna take a break real quick. I gotta get some stuff done. And then I will come back and we will continue from this point in the game, where we are at the National Guard Training Center with a bunch of decimated and destroyed machine gun turrets, some feral ghoul bodies, and some wrecked cars, which I'll also give a little description of the vehicles here, if I can remember some of the names, which I probably won't be able to remember them very well, and if I don't say them correctly, please don't hate me. Because there are quite a few cars without names, and there's some that actually have impressive names. Right now I'm just trying to see, because there's one car in the game, actually, that if you run up against the back of it, it will actually hurt you. Oh, just a little thing. The truck is actually called a picker-up. Hence the reason why it's a single cab, which interests me a lot, because normally if you're driving a tow truck, and you have to pick up someone's car, wouldn't you normally have to give them a ride too? I don't see any room for it, because usually the picker-ups, if they don't have a tailgate, will have a crane back here for picking up cars. You'd have the family sedans. All these are nuclear powered, by the way. Well, atomic. Well, they call them nuka power, but it's nuclear. I think it's either nuclear or atomic. A lot of these cars can also be seen at the beginning in their pure, brand new form. This one had a almost glass. This one had a glass top, which got destroyed by the blast, I'm assuming. Let's look at the nameplate real quick. It does say National Guard Training Facility. 1st Battalion, 101st Field Artillery Regiment. Joke about that, actually. I am with the 113th Field Artillery Battalion. So, that actually makes me laugh. You'd expect to think, well, if it says field artillery, where are the cannons? I'm guessing they stuck with what's based off of the real-life gameplay. Real-life military? Not the National Guard units do not keep the main battery weapons, as in the heavy artillery pieces. Usually are never at the guard stations. They would be at the closest major base because they require constant upkeep. Just a little fact for you guys. So, I'm going to take my break here. I'm going to close the feed. I will be right back.